In a dramatic scene that unfolded on a sun-drenched Spanish beach, authorities detained a group of migrants who had just arrived on the shore, leaving tourists stunned. The incident, which took place in front of beachgoers enjoying a day by the sea, highlighted the ongoing challenges of migration in Europe and the complex interplay between local communities and those seeking a new life. The moment, captured by onlookers, has sparked widespread conversation about immigration, border policies, and the human stories behind such events. The migrants, believed to have traveled across the Mediterranean in a small boat, reached the beach after a perilous journey. As they emerged from the water, exhausted but hopeful, authorities quickly moved in to apprehend them. The scene was jarring for tourists, many of whom were lounging on the sand or swimming in the sea when the boat arrived. Videos and photos show officers approaching the group, some of whom were visibly fatigued as they were guided away from the beach. The swift response underscored the heightened vigilance of Spanish authorities in managing migrant arrivals. The Mediterranean has long been a dangerous route for migrants fleeing conflict, poverty, or persecution in their home countries. Many undertake the journey in overcrowded, makeshift vessels, risking their lives for a chance at safety and opportunity in Europe. This particular incident, while not uncommon, drew attention due to its occurrence in a popular tourist destination, where the contrast between leisure and desperation was stark. Tourists, caught off guard, expressed a mix of shock and sympathy, with some offering water or blankets to the migrants before authorities intervened. The detained individuals, whose nationalities and specific circumstances remain unclear, were taken into custody for processing, a standard procedure in such cases. Spanish authorities have been grappling with an increase in migrant arrivals in recent years, particularly in regions like the Canary Islands and the southern coast. The government has implemented measures to manage these inflows, including increased patrols and cooperation with neighboring countries. However, the issue remains a contentious one, with debates over how to balance humanitarian obligations with border security. For the migrants, the journey to Europe is often the culmination of months or even years of hardship. Many come from regions plagued by conflict or economic instability, seeking asylum or better prospects for themselves and their families. The risks they face are immense, from treacherous sea crossings to the uncertainty of what awaits them upon arrival. Stories of survival and resilience are common among those who make it to shore, but so too are tragedies, with thousands losing their lives each year in the Mediterranean. The incident on the beach has reignited discussions about Europe's approach to migration. Advocates for migrant rights argue that more needs to be done to provide safe and legal pathways for those seeking refuge, pointing to the dangers of current routes. Others, however, emphasize the strain on local resources and the need for stricter border controls. The scene on the beach, where migrants were detained in front of tourists, encapsulates this tension, highlighting the human cost of migration policies and the challenges of addressing a global issue on a local level. Tourists who witnessed the event shared their reactions on social media, with some expressing empathy for the migrants' plight and others questioning the safety and logistics of such arrivals. The images of weary travelers juxtaposed against the backdrop of a sunny beach have become a powerful symbol, prompting reflection on the disparities between those enjoying a holiday and those fighting for survival. The incident has also drawn attention to the role of local communities in responding to migration, with some residents advocating for compassion and others calling for stronger enforcement. Spanish authorities, meanwhile, continue to navigate the complexities of migration management. The country's proximity to North Africa makes it a key entry point for migrants, and its beaches have become a front line in the broader European migration crisis. Efforts to address the issue include increased funding for border patrols, partnerships with African nations to address root causes, and support for migrant integration. However, the scale of the challenge remains daunting, with no easy solutions in sight. The detained migrants are likely to face a range of outcomes, from asylum processing to potential deportation, depending on their circumstances. For many, the journey does not end with their arrival on European soil. It is merely the beginning of a new chapter filled with uncertainty. Advocacy groups have called for greater transparency in how such cases are handled, emphasizing the need to uphold human rights and dignity throughout the process. As the images from the beach circulate online, they serve as a poignant reminder of the human stories behind the headlines. Each migrant carries a unique journey, shaped by hope, desperation, and resilience. For the tourists who witnessed the event, it was a moment that disrupted the tranquility of a beach day, forcing them to confront the realities of a global crisis. For the migrants, it was a critical juncture in their quest for a better life, one that remains fraught with challenges. The incident underscores the need for a nuanced approach to migration, one that balances compassion with practicality. As Europe continues to grapple with these issues, the stories of those who risk everything to reach its shores will remain a powerful call to action, urging leaders and communities to find solutions that honor both humanity and security.